It's finally cold down here in the south, so I wanted to hang out outside and make a video and tell you a little bit about capacity. Capacity is a big word. It means a lot of things. Some people call it resource management or whatever you may want to call it in your firm. Actually, managing capacity is something we talked about at Deeper Weekend a few weeks ago. And at Deeper Weekend, we talked about firms transitioning to become advisory firms. Sometimes I call those firms boutique firms because they're very high priced. They have a few number of clients. They have very specific team business models where they serve their clients. But what we do in firms is we act like capacity doesn't matter. And how do we do that? Well, we let our teams come to us in very undefined ways in any way that they want. We let our clients come and ask us anything they want and interrupt us in any way they want. We let any kind of client into our firm. You know what? Just a firm having somebody answer the phone at the front is a reflection of us not managing our capacity. I know that's a big part of how a lot of firms still do it, but think about it. When we have a phone up front, we're basically saying, hey client, anybody can call me and interrupt anything I'm doing, no matter what it is. That's actually the statement we're making. And that's a reflection of what we feel about managing our capacity. When managing your capacity is the key to growing. Why is that? Because capacity just simply reflects the time you have available to serve. And your time is extremely valuable. And guess what? You don't get more time. There's no more time. So how you manage time, meaning how you manage the capacity, which is really just a definition of what time you're using to output valuable work. That's what capacity is. The way you define that strategically is how you win when you grow. And what happens is, and one point we made at Deeper Weekend is that service-based companies like firms, like accounting firms, they don't act like their capacity is a big deal when really it's everything. It's the only thing you've got. So strategically and actively managing your capacity in effective ways is what allows you to grow and change as a firm. So what are a couple ways you can manage your capacity? Well, what my partner and I do is we block off our calendar a whole year in advance. We're working through that process right now. It takes a lot of time, but just the strategic decisions we're making to block off a whole calendar a whole year in advance is really being very proactive about our time. We like to say no white space. So when you're building your calendar, just flip through your calendar and see if you have white space. We use a Google Calendar and we put colored blocks on it as we layer our team's calendars onto it. And where you see white space is where you see unintentionality. Basically, that's where you're saying, hey world, you can have at this whatever you want it to be. Just tell me and I'll respond, and that's not being proactive. So we like to say no white space on your calendar. That's a way to be proactive. So that's one way to do it, is to look ahead and plan your calendar in very effective ways. Another way is to put rhythms on your calendar. So, if your team needs you, then you know what? They have to need you at certain times. And they just have to wait. I know that's hard on them, but it's basically managing the firm owner's capacity in a very strategic way. When you put rhythms, let's say every Tuesday from 2 to 4 are open office hours for the team. They can ask you anything you want. That's basically being strategic to say, hey team, you can have me whenever, just during this time. And of course, they may have to wait. Of course, you can deal with emergencies in different ways, but managing your capacity is the way you're going to win as you grow and scale your firm. So just wanted to give you some insights from Deeper Weekend. I hope that helps. Have a great day.